Well, Dean, good to see you. First of all, if we can pick up where we left off just before the international break, having had the time to reflect, how do you assess that performance and the result at Derby?
If I look at the result first, that was very impressive. To go to a team that had been playing very well, one of the form teams in the league and a very good team. I've seen them a number of times. I saw them dispatch Birmingham the week before, 3-1 very comfortably. So to go and get the result that we did there was very impressive. But again, on the performance, that was the big part for me. The performance was very good. First half, we created numerous chances that we didn't quite take. We give them a couple of big chances as well that we need to snuff out if we want to be, more of a compact team and not give opposition sniffs of goal. But then the second half was very, very pleasing. We were on the front foot for the majority of the game. Our rest defending was really good, and they never really had many outlets to get out when they did win the ball back, Derby County, and it allowed us to create the opportunities we did to score the goals. And even more impressive was the goals. John McGinn arriving in the box for his. Tammy Abraham's made a fantastic run to get on the end of John McGinn's cross, and even if he'd missed it, I think Albert would have stuck it in on the far post, and then to get Connor's free kick at the end as well. So a very pleasing all-round performance.
It's only the 5th game under your tenure. How much more is there still to come?
Yeah, there's a lot more to come. The players are getting used to our style. They're getting better in training every day. Getting better at winning the ball back, and a lot of the patterns that we like to see in the final third of the pitch. So we're starting to get better, but as I've said already, you're always chasing perfection within a football team and within a style, and we'll continue to chase perfection. Because we've still give Derby 2 big chances. And we've also not taken as many of the chances that were created, so we'll still keep working on that.
And is a game like this weekend the perfect incentive to try and go one better?
Yeah, it'll be a very different game. We know that. Derby are probably very similar to ourselves in terms of their style and their structure. Birmingham City will be very different. Their stats will show you that they don't have an awful lot of the ball. But they don't get beat very often either. They're very good at counter-attacking. They have 2 of the in-form forwards in the league in Jutkiewicz and Adams, and we certainly have to cut off the supply lines to them. But it's an opportunity, again at home. We've not conceded a goal at home since I've been in charge, and we've won both games. And when the Villa Park crowd is vociferous and supportive, it certainly makes the team stronger.
It's the one everybody wants to play in, of course, especially given the impact of the subs at Derby last time around as well. How difficult is team selection going to be?
Yeah, it'll be very difficult. Because the players have been away on the international duty. We've got some players who've had some knocks as well, but we'll assess them all towards the end of the week and then decide on a team. Certainly the starting 11 at Derby did well, but then we had the impact what I've been after from the bench as well. Yannick Bolasie came on and produced a superb ball for John McGinn's first goal. And when you've got players pushing to get on the pitch like that, then it gives myself a really good problem to have.
And how are those injuries looking, particularly with skipper James Chester and John McGinn?
Yeah, they're very early to be assessed at the moment still. I'm hopeful that both of them will be okay, but I will leave it quite late for both of them as well. They certainly haven't lost any fitness. Chesney played 50 odd minutes for Wales, and John McGinn has played a number of games for us already, so he's a naturally fit player. So they're not going to lose any fitness by not training. But I will certainly need them on the training ground on Friday and Saturday to assess them.
And Neil Taylor, of course, came back early as well, and Berke Bjarnason didn't play a part for Iceland. How are they getting on?
Yeah, well, Neil's he should be back training with us on Thursday, so he'll be back a lot earlier than the others. So he'll be available for selection as long as he gets through the next couple of days. BB's struggling a little bit. He's got some inguinal pain around the groin area, so he's not really trained since then, so he's another one that we'll have to wait and see.
Just one on Taylor. He came off at half-time at Derby. Was that tactical, or had he picked up a knock?
No, he picked up a knock. He'd gone down, 10 minutes earlier. He'd jarred his ankle, and so he went down. He'd been doing okay as well because, the Derby tried to target him. He competed really well, and we won the second balls from that. And for the 5 games that I've had, he's done very well. But I must say, I thought Elmo did really well as well when he came on at half-time, and certainly pushed for the place, and Alan Hutton deputising at left back did well. So we've got competition for places, which is what you want within this squad. But hopefully the injuries can give me more of a problem to solve in terms of team selection.
And back to this weekend, growing up, what did this game mean to you?
Well, growing up, I think my earliest memories of the Villa Birmingham games are around the 80-81 season when we won the league. I remember the 3-0 game at Villa Park. I think David Geddes scored 2, and Gary Shaw, who ended up later playing with at Walsall, scored as well. So, there's always been an intense rivalry between the supporters, and the clubs. But, for a lot of the period where probably I grew up, it probably wasn't in the same leagues. I think over the last few years and the start of the Premier League seasons when Birmingham got promoted was, a little bit more rivalry involved. But the biggest thing for me is that we can't be obsessed with beating Birmingham City. We have to be obsessed with winning every game, regardless of whether it's Birmingham, West Bromwich Albion, Derby County, because our obsession is to get into the top 2 this season, or the top 6 if we can't make the top 2.
And your perspective from the dugout, how's that going to be different to in the stands, like you said you've been over the years at times?
Yeah, no, I've sat in the stands as an Aston Villa fan, and even as Brentford manager last year, I came to the game with my daughter to watch the 2-0 win. So I know what it means to the supporters, that's for sure. But on the sideline, it's going to be no different to what it was against Swansea and Bolton Wanderers. There's an obsession to get 3 points in every game we play.
Mentioned a couple of weeks ago you like to tap into various expertise, bring in motivational speakers. Have you done anything different in that regard this week? We haven't,
because we have 12 players go away on international duty, so I think to get the full benefits of that, you'd like all the squad to be here. I went away myself on last Monday. I went up to an LMA event in Scotland and listened to James Kerr, the author of Legacy, which is about the All Blacks. So very interesting for myself and my own personal development, and listen to the likes of Sam Allardyce and Alan Pardew and sharing ideas with other managers. So that was very beneficial for myself.
Keen to find out a bit more about kind of the preparation on match day. You've started bringing them in earlier for a pre-match meal at Villa Park. Just tell us why that is and how is it going to affect it on Sunday with an early kick-off?
I think preparation is key to a match. Players won't like me saying this, but I like to be in control of what they're eating before the game. So, we know the food that is laid out for them. We know what time they're eating, so we know that they're getting up at the right time and getting in at the right time. So that's just part of the preparation, and then we can do a little bit of a tactical meeting before we go down to the dressing room as well. And there's no problems with any traffic or people getting caught up. They have enough time to get in for the game then. So it's just really down to preparation, and we have a nice pre-match meal in the Corner Flag restaurant, and it seems to have worked so far.
You've experienced a sellout in your first game, of course, but how different are you expecting the atmosphere to be this Sunday?
Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit different. I mean, obviously with Sir Doug passing away as well, there was more of an appreciation of him, and obviously myself, John and Richard coming into the football club as well. So, it was a great atmosphere. This one will be a bit different, be a bit tastier, I would have thought, with the sporting rivalry between the two sets of fans and clubs.
I know all the focus on Sunday, but in a week that also contains Forest and Borough away, Is it fair to say it's going to be the toughest week in the job so far?
Yeah, but it's going to be an enjoyable one and one we're looking forward to. I've said before, our home record at Villa Park is very good, and that needs to continue. And that's the big thing over the last 2 weeks. We haven't just been concentrating on Birmingham City, we've also been looking at Nottingham Forest and Middlesbrough, because these games come thick and fast. But playing at Villa Park is enjoyable. The supporters are on side. They can see the lads working very hard, and they can see some of the patterns trying to come out, and they can see the effort in trying to win the ball back. And I think when you get that Villa Park faithful on your side, it certainly gives you a goal start.
And how much momentum could be gained from those 3 big games if results were to go our way?
Yeah, a lot of momentum can be gained. Again, it's the performances that will get the results. So we have to make sure that our performances are right. And as you say, momentum's a builder. Once you have that with you, you can become unstoppable at times. And we certainly have to make sure we try and get that.
And finally, what will your last message be to the players as they prepare to walk out to that sellout crowd against Birmingham City on Sunday?
Performance and emotional control. I think that would be very important. Players have shown that so far. Certainly the emotional control, not losing discipline individually and collectively as a team. Know the game plan, follow it, but also keep calm. But go out and concentrate on your own performance.
Cheers, Dean. Good luck.
Brilliant. Thank you.